morning, friends and enemies. Welcome back into Q and Assault every single Saturday or Sunday, depending on whether or not there's an international game. I will be here answering questions for all the Big Dog members. You might be watching this after the fact because I put these live streams, Q&As, and sit-start videos live after the fact, all right? So if you want to be in the live stream itself, again, become a Big Dog member. You can do so at BDGE.co, or the cheapest way, you can get the membership free for 3 months if you go to our partner website, MGM, or their app, download that, deposit $10 or more using code BDGE. As soon as you play a slip, they're going to hit you the promo code to use it on BDGE.co. Let's jump into some sit-start questions. Let me maneuver around the questions and everything we got today. What up, Ant? What up, Niner? Sun God? Sell high on Scat after this week. I don't hate it, but listen, I know there are a lot of teams that are kind of up in the air with running back production right now. So there are a lot of guys that need running back twos. You know, there's a lot of disappointing players, whether it's Kamara, Chuba, etc., or guys that just got hurt. So if you need an RB2, I kind of think like Scattaboo's going to be a nice flex play going forward. But I could also see him having another 25-touch game, and you wanted to move him after the fact. So I got no issues with it. Let's clear the sit-start panel up here. Big Dog, what up, what up? Let's go, Vanderbilt. Lock it in. Yes, sir. Took Vandy. I know you probably saw my tweet. That's why you're referring to it. Took Vandy in the preseason over 5.5 wins. They're currently 5-0. Played Bama today. They beat Bama last year. I got them to win the SEC at plus 15,000. So that would be really nice if they hit that one by the end of the year. How we doing? Fat Glancy. So Big Dog, need one flex full PPR. We got Fannin, Pacheco, Brashard Smith. So as always, the way this works is I will input these and you will get my personal rankings up at the top here, overall 80. So I have Fannin there, Pacheco at 93, Brashard Smith at 116. But of course, we want to give you some objective numbers, stats, analysis here because you can go off my rankings, but you know, most fantasy rankings are kind of a coin flip. But you can see the matchup data here. As you can see, Jacksonville's been very good against fantasy running backs. They're also good in EPA per rush. But at the same time, Cleveland is going against Minnesota, and they're going to dial it up with Dylan Gabriel. Brian Flores is against Dylan Gabriel. You could see the lines for Vegas here. Brashard Smith is definitely an afterthought for me right now. I like to stash him. I like to own him for sure. I like to keep him at the end of my bench for now as we see him develop into a little bit more of a role player in this offense. But for now, I'm not actually starting him over these guys. Listen, I got a weird gut feeling that Fannin's going to have a good game with Dylan Gabriel. Take that for whatever you want. You could see the lines here. He's at 28.5 with 3.5 receptions. Pacheco's at 28.5 rushing yards, 1.5 receptions, 6.5 receiving yards. So they're very, very close. I don't know. I just kind of like Fannin a little bit in full PPR. I kind of feel like he's going to be a little bit of a safety valve for Dylan Gabriel. So personally, I'm going Fannin there, though it's close. Who is the better fantasy play, Michael Carter or DeMarcado? Ayumaner or Shakir? I also have RJ Harvey. Feels like one of the Cardinals running backs clears for this week. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have to put anything in here, but I'll let y'all see the cause here. I have Carter significantly higher in my rankings, I believe. Yeah, Carter at 55, DeMarcado at 78. The matchup is obviously phenomenal against Tennessee. Vegas also says the same things here. Like, even though Amari DeMarcado is looked at as a more premier pass-catching back, their lines are equivalent in terms of receiving yards and receptions. Carter has a much better anytime touchdown line, plus the rushing yards are significantly higher on his side of things. So I would personally go Michael Carter over DeMarcado. DeMarcado will have a floor in the passing game, but I just think the more solid value plays for show. Carter, on the flip side, much bigger fan of Shakir than Ayumaner. Like, I don't know why you would willingly start someone in the Tennessee passing offense right now. And I want to say Will Johnson got back to practice this week, so he should probably be playing, which is a downgrade to the Tennessee pass catchers. But we're definitely going Shakir on that secondary question. This is my first Q&A. I got a big Dak or Daniel Jones. Need 2 out of Rashad, Dobbins, and Dobbins. That's just a fire way to start off your question by by not correctly displaying it for me. We have Dak or Daniel Jones. I want to say I have Dak ranked higher. I like Daniel Jones, and you know what? I won't even bite my tongue here yet until we see. All right, I got him really close. I actually have Daniel Jones at QB8. I got Dak at QB9. Yeah, I mean, the matchups are great for both of them. Coin flip here. Dak's got a little bit of a bump in yardage. Dan Jones has a little bit of a bump in rushing yardage. They're both good plays. I wouldn't really fret too much over about either one of them. I think they're both good starts. And then the other two are Rashad, Dobbins, and I didn't get whoever the third one was. I will say I think Rashad is pretty clearly above Dobbins for me, if that helps. Not pretty clearly. They are very, very close, actually. Rashad White, I still have 35th overall, running back 18. Dobbins, RB20 there. So very similar again in rushing props as well in Vegas, but the receiving yardage prop is significantly pointing towards Rashad White here. They both have tough matchups, Philly and Seattle. But yeah, I like Rashad White's role a little bit with RJ Harvey kind of chomping on a bit here. Niners says standard league, 2 running backs and 1 flex. We got Judkins, Kenneth Walker, J.K. Dobbins, Emeka Egbuka. Yeah, anytime we do standard leagues, my rankings are for half PPR, full PPR. I think the way to look at standard leagues for the most part, if we kind of expect them to have similar yardage numbers, which I think most players do, I think the most helpful line to look at is the anytime touchdown line here. So Judkins, he just scores touchdowns over and over again, and all these players are ranked very similar to me. I do have Judkins as my number 1. I think they're going to lean on him really heavily with Dylan Gabriel's first start. As you could see across the board in terms of the yardage, like they got Judkins all the way out at 76.5 plus 13.5 receiving yards. So to me, Judkins is a smash start. You need a flex. So Egbuka, I think, kind of deserves the next spot in your lineup as the flex guy. And then for the second running back, I mean, they're really close. I think the downside for Dobbins is obviously the matchup, though I think Philly has been a little bit less elite against the run than what we saw last year. Kenneth Walker is always going to split snaps with Zach Charbonnet, which, I mean, his touchdown line's not bad, but I do think that's a little bit generous here as basically a coin flip to score a touchdown, given the fact that Charbonnet does get involved down by the goal line. They're really close for me. I really wouldn't I wouldn't blame you going either way there, but these first two are my clear starts in RB1 and flex. Rosters thin this week. Ain't we all sitting here with thin rosters? Need to flex 1, Carter Downs, Harvey, or JCM in full PPR. Yeah, I mean, just based off the previous question that I answered with Carter versus DeMarcado, don't have to put this one into the ranks. I know Carter's definitely going to be my highest ranked player of those 4. Sun God, 12-team half PPR. So you got tiered PPR. 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. You got Ridley, Downs, Hunt. Could drop Mooney or the 3 flex options to add Theo, Schultz. Tight ends are crazy in these settings. Yeah, I hear that. I don't think we can consistently depend on passing game volume for the Giants. I think it's more likely that Theo Johnson goes 3 for 20 than he does, 5 for 50 and a touchdown. So I'm probably moving away from Theo Johnson. I don't hate Schultz. He's had a nice floor, and they're playing against the Baltimore defense here. I mean, if we throw the other ones in here, I would say in a full PPR where Kareem Hunt only gets half PPR, he's probably going to be pretty significantly below the other two. So I have Downs ranked a little bit ahead of Calvin Ridley, though their lines are pretty much, right next to each other, 35.5, 36.5, 3.5 receptions. Josh Downs is a little bit of an uptick in terms of the anytime touchdown, but it's not far off. Yeah, I mean, based on what we've seen from the Tennessee offense, based on what we've seen from Calvin Ridley, Will Johnson being back, I do think I roll with Downs and just kind of bank on the talent of the player. Not a great matchup for you. Oop, that wasn't where I wanted to go. Tomorrow, JD5 or May, also rest of the season. Which one? If I were to trade one, which should I get in return? All one quarterback. Yeah, I mean, there's not much. I got to stop doing that. There's not much that you can get, I feel like, in a 1 quarterback league, though Jaden Daniels probably has a little bit of trade value. You're going to have to wait for a big game from him. I mean, listen, if I drafted Jaden Daniels and he's back now healthy, he's probably my play here. It's close, as you can see. I got Daniels at 5, May at 7, but I'm going Daniels here. And rest of the season, I would say really depend on what ends up happening this week. If Daniels explodes, I think he's a pretty good sell candidate for you. just because May's been so good. One QB league, 6 point per passing touchdown. Trevor Lawrence or Tua or Geno Smith. I actually think I like Geno here. Got Tua at 19. I think Trevor's right next to him. Yeah, quarterback 20. I think I have Geno pretty significantly higher. Yeah, quarterback 16. I just like the matchup. Indy's not a great pass defense, especially with their top cornerback Kenny Moore out. So I lean in favor of Geno here for you. Waller or Fan in rest of season? Ooh, good question. I don't know that I have a preference. I think I just look at them as like, tight end 12 to 14. I guess if you put a gun to my head, I'd probably go Fannin. Spencer Walsh, half PPR. We need 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 2 flexes. I need 1 more flex player. Luke McCaffrey, Zach Ertz, Pacheco, or Trevor Etienne. I actually really like Zach Ertz. He plays really well when Jaden Daniels in the lineup, and with the expectation that Terry McLaurin is not going to play, I think we're going to see an even higher uptick in targets there. So I personally like Zach Ertz there. Dowdle, Woody, or White, full PPR. Matty asks, wow, you got some fucking heavy hitters there. I mean, this is just an embarrassment of riches at this point. I don't think you could really go wrong in any direction. I want to say I probably have Dowdle like ranked a tiny bit higher. Yeah, I got Dowdle RB15, Rashad RB18, and Woody Marks RB21. Dowdle, I'm the most, one, you have a great matchup, and 2, I'm very confident in what his role is going to be. Like, he's going to have a workhorse role for sure. Rashad White, I feel confident that he also has that, and you could see the Vegas numbers here. Like, Rico Dowdle's, his line right here, 1, he's favored to score a touchdown. 2, his line is at like almost 80 total receiving, or 80 total yards. And then you get Miami. Rashad White, I feel good about his role, as does Vegas here. I'm just a little bit skeptical about the matchup at Seattle. As you can see, they are 31st in EPA per rush allowed. Woody Marks, great matchup, obviously. A little bit more concerned about the role. Not that I don't think he's going to have like 12 to 14 touches as a floor, but I think there's still a chance that Nick Chubb is the one who scores the touchdown this week if they get one in that backfield. So, again, embarrassment of riches, want all of them in my lineup, but personally, I'd probably roll Rico there. Sub Influence. Godwin or Zay this week? That's Zay for me. Hi, friend. Hello, enemy. Pick 2. Where'd you go? Pick 2. Wandell, Rashad White, Woody Marks, Pollard. Wandell's going to be close, but I do think I still roll while we have these names up. We already got them. Yeah, Wandell's right behind him. So I roll with the first 2 running backs. What up, dog? Fannin or Walker of season? Already got that one. Full PPR. Start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flexes. Genty, Walker, ETN, Dobbins, Shar. This is so fucking ridiculous. Can't be throwing in like Rashid Shaheeds with Ash and Genties. We're going to start Genty and ETN. We are going to start Igbuka and this is so much to absorb in one fucking question. We're going to start at wide receiver, Igbuka and BTJ. We're going to hit the 2 flex spots with Walker and Jameson. Gross question. Full PPR, flex, Fannin, Strange, Luke McCaffrey. I like Fannin there. 6-point passing touchdown for a streaming option. CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Ooh, I'm going to go Stroud just because of how banged up the Baltimore defense is. It's bad. They're likely going to be without Chidobe Awuzie, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey, Roquan Smith. I mean, it's bad out there, so I'll go Stroud. Half PPR, Wandell or Shakir. Ooh, they're going to be really close. I want to say I probably have Shakir just because I believe a lot more in the offense there. Yeah, they're close. It's wide receiver 29 to wide receiver 32. I have Shakir above. I like the matchup. I like the player. I like the offense more. But, Vegas does have Wandell right around the same receiving yardage line, 46.5 to 44.5. The reception numbers 55 or 5.5 to 3.5. So they do have it a little bit in favor of Wandell. Matchup's good too. So I think you're kind of just coin flipping here. I have CD, Bucky, Rome, Pearsall all out. I need a plug and play from waivers. 5 bench slots, no IR. Bashard Smith, Theo Johnson, or Tolbert is who I'm leaning. Maybe Bond. Just wondering your thoughts. Yeah, I actually think amongst those guys, I kind of like Bond, man. I think, all of these players have extremely low floors, but I like the ceiling of Bond. Like Tolbert, I do think you have a floor of like 3 for 30. So if it's full PPR, you'll get 6 or 7. Whereas Bond, you could end up going like 1 for 17. And it's a really low floor. I think that floor is there for Bashard Smith and Theo Johnson. But I do kind of like the ceiling of Bond. But, I don't think it's going to be a difference-making decision here, to be honest with you. I think if you need upside, I'd rather go Bond. If you're preferring a floor, I'd probably agree with you and go Tolbert there. Hawkinson or Fannin at tight end, and would you start Slayton over Jacoby Myers? No, I would not. I definitely I really like Jacoby Myers this week. I think he is a smash play. Let's see what his Vegas line is up to at this point. 64.5. It keeps moving up. It opened up at 50, I think 55.5, and it's since moved up like 9.5 yards. One, again, because Kenny Moore is out, and two, it's like we don't know what's happening with Brock Bowers. I think it's 50-50 that he plays. If he doesn't play, Jacoby's an absolute smash here. Hawkinson and Fannin at tight end, I think they're going to end up being close for me. But I might have Fannin over him. Yeah. Okay. Very little trust in TJ Hawk. Tough matchup, and realistically, we've seen very little consistency out of him. All right, let's try to rapid fire some of these hoes. Also, trade Breece Hall for Scatterbo and Keenan Allen. Breece is, I don't know. Like, I don't really like Breece, but I think he's going to be pushed into a near every down role with Braylon Allen out. Like, I think you kind of lucked out with, obviously the injury run out there. So I'm probably holding on to Breece. He feels like a top 15 back going forward. I think Scatterbo's got that upside, but we don't know what the role is going to be when Tracy's back, and his style of play does lead itself to a little bit of injury upside there. If it's full PPR and you're really hurting for depth, I don't hate it. It's definitely a fair trade, but I'd personally lean Breece. Juwan or Kincaid, full PPR, and in half PPR, gross one, but again, need to decide between Pollard or Woody Marks at running back. Start 2 at wide receiver between Downs, Maynard, and Ridley. All right, so first question, I'm definitely going Juwan Johnson there. Kincaid's just really not running that many routes. He's come through weekly for fantasy, but mainly on the back of like 1 or 2 catches that go for touchdowns. He's still running about half the routes, whereas Juwan Johnson is an every down player, like the matchup this week. So I'm going Juwan Johnson there for show. You know what? Let's pull the Vegas lines up because I do think they're going to significantly favor that as well. Oh, no, that's not how you spell it. Juwan Johnstein and Kincaid. Tight end 8 to tight end 11. Yeah, Juwan Johnson, he's not that far ahead. But yeah, I go Johnson there. Between Woody and Pollard, I go Woody for show. Start 2 at wide receiver, Downs, and flip a coin for the other 2. PPR league. Should I trade away McMillan? So Tet, Javonte, and Fannin for Rice and Jacoby Myers. I'm 4-0 right now. Ooh. I don't hate it. If we're looking at it, Rice and Jacoby for McMillan and Javonte, definitely a fair trade. I feel like I'd take Javonte or Jacoby over Jacoby. And Rice right now is probably one of the best buys in all of fantasy football. You are 4-0 right now, so you can kind of eat that. It would depend on your running back depth. Like, if you're trading away Javonte, and let's say like your RB1 is, I don't know, Derrick Henry or Saquon or something like that, and then your RB2 drops from Javonte down to like fucking Bayshall, Tootin, that's a terrible example, Pacheco, like something that's not good, I probably would not do that. Like, Javonte's such a free RB2 right now that gives you really good upside, especially with Miles Sanders' injury. So if you have a usable RB behind Javonte, I do like the deal for you. Herbert or Hurt, 6-point touchdown, extra point for 50-yard touchdown, 300-yard game. All right, so that definitely favors Herbert a little bit. I will say I'm skeptical about Herbert this week because of the tackle duo getting hurt. I don't really think there's a world where I'm sitting Jalen Hurts. Yeah, no, we got Hurts here pretty cleanly. Johnny B, flex spot, pick one. Juwan Johnson, Michael Carter, Isaiah Bond, or Ramondre. Michael Carter from me. Would you prefer the gamble of Jamar Chase doing good or MHJ versus the Titans? I almost never want to gamble on Marvin Harrison Jr. I do get that the matchup is nice and he's coming off of the good game. But I think I got Chase at wide receiver 16, Marv at wide receiver 20. Vegas sees it pretty clearly the same way. Zay or Godwin at wide receiver 2. That's Zay for me. Then Demont or Woody at flex, full PPR. I mean, it's hard not to like Demont this week against the Bengals, but I do believe I have Woody ranked ahead. And in full PPR, I think that almost further exemplifies it. Yeah, it's RB21 to RB23. Both really good matchups. Both should be very, very involved, but I have a slight lean towards Woody Marks there. Jackson. PPR start 3. Sutton, Johnson, Worthy, Addison, Jameson, Williams. I think I have them in that order, just listed just curious with the matchups. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely how I have the rankings as well. Would love to get Jameson Williams involved more, but you can't really trust him. Addison's obviously got the tough matchup versus Cleveland. Should be a very low over-under total in that game. Sutton's been a beast. Johnson's been a beast. And Worthy looks so good in the first game back. So that's exactly how I have them ranked as well. And how I would leave my lineup if I were you. Grayson Henson, half PPR. Should I trade Rice and Pollard for Genty and JMO? I mean, I feel like it's an even trade. Like Pollard and JMO are both fine assets. Rice is a monster wide receiver. Genty's a good running back. I actually think I'd probably lean in favor of Rice. PPR, Adunze buy, need a wide receiver 3. Aymaner, Ridley. Why are there so many Aymaner, Ridley Downs questions? It's like a weird amount of them. Yeah, I mean, I don't care for the Titans wide receivers really, but let's see what we got. Yeah, I got Downs ranked first out of those. It's close. I got Downs wide receiver 40, Bond wide receiver 42, Aymaner 44, Ridley 49. Forgive me if you've talked about him a bunch, but are we starting Michael Carter pretty much no matter what? I mean, I wouldn't say no matter what. He's pretty nicely ranked for me. He's like a mid-low end RB2, I think. Yeah, he's my running back 24. So he's a great fill-in this week, especially with the matchup versus Tennessee, but he's definitely not like he's not a must-start, I wouldn't say, but I do like his matchup, and he should be pretty good for you. Do you think it's worth to drop RJ Harvey for Tolbert? No, definitely not. You need to start another guy. I mean, I definitely don't want to make that drop at all. Like RJ Harvey's finally coming off his best game, so he's not a drop candidate for me at all. Joe, PPR, big bye week, need one flex from each group. Ridley, Hollywood, Downs, and Ridley, Ramondre, Kareem. I believe I have Hollywood. Well, actually, we'll see. Hollywood and motherfucker. This thing does not read Hollywood well because it comes in as, oh, there we go. Fire. Nope. Okay. So we can actually piece together these two. It doesn't read the name correctly because it's Hollywood in one database, Marquise in the other database. He's my 77th overall ranked player. Where did I have Downs? Okay. So, I mean, they're back-to-back. Wide receiver 40 versus 41. Obviously, if you're in this chat, you have access to my rankings here. So you could always see these at any time. If you want to become a Big Dog member, again, bdge.co, or you get 3 months free of the membership if you go to MGM, use code BDGE, deposit $10 or more, play any slip, and they're going to hit you with their promo code in-app via their little message system for our website. And that will get you not only access to this live stream, but also just to the rankings that I put out on the website, bdg.co. So you can see I got them literally back to back. There's not like I can't tell you I feel more confident about one than the other. So do what you want to do with this information here. Matchups better for Downs. But yeah. And Ridley, Ramondre, Kareem. I think I like Ramondre here a little bit. Yeah, I do. I like Ramondre in that second grouping. Big Joe. Big Joey, baby. Mr. Influence, half PPR, 2 running backs, 1 flex. We've got Kamara, Dobbins, Rashad White, Woody, BTJ. Ooh, this is a slam-packed group of guys here. All right. So you literally listed off my 35th, 36th, 37th, 38th, and 44th ranked player. I have Rashad White as my number one. Kamara, I have him right behind him just based on the matchup. And then for flex, I do have Dobbins ranked above the other two, but really wouldn't blame you to go the other direction just based off the matchup. Of course, Dobbins just feels like one of those dudes. Feels like Sutton this week as well, where it's like he's earned the spot in your lineup because he consistently produces, but you can definitely picture a bad game out of him just because he's going against Philly. So I'll let you digest the screen here a little bit in terms of the player props, the matchups, and everything to make that decision for yourself between the flex play for you. Hunter, full PPR, Godwin or Zay, wide receiver 2, then Demont, or I think I already hit that one. Yeah, I did. Zay and Woody for me. What top wide receiver is good to buy low on right now? Ladd, AJ, Chris Olave, MHA. I don't really love any of those guys, to be honest with you. I don't know that I love their buy prognosis. I would say the one I'm most interested in buying out of those is probably Olave. You probably pay the cheapest, and I kind of feel the best about his role going forward. Dobbins over White, PPR, nope. One quarterback league, Lamar out and Love on bye. In a 16-team league, so the pickings are slim. My options are Gabriel, Rattler, or Rush. Let's see what we got here. I think I have Gabriel ranked the highest. But I do like, actually, Rattler might be ahead. Yeah, I have Rattler at 22. There's no way Cooper Rush I have ahead there. Rattler one spot ahead. Vegas sees it that way too. I think Rattler can move with his legs a little bit. So as you can see, I have Rattler a little bit higher. If Juwan Johnson is out, who should I start instead? I have Fannin on the bench, or should I stream? Fannin's a fine plug-in. Is Juwan Johnson expected to be out in this one? Let's see. Juwan Johnson. I mean, Johnson got a limited in on Thursday, limited in on Friday, so it's definitely trending towards him playing. So I think you should be all right. Pick one defense: Vikings, Browns, or KC or Broncos. Let me see. I don't have the defensive rankings in this tool. Let me pull up the numbers. We've got the Vikings as 3.5-point favorites. Obviously, in England, we have the Browns. No, we're not going Cleveland. Kansas City, I believe, is 3.5-point favorites on the road in Jacksonville, or the Denver Broncos on the road. Yeah, I mean, I'm always picking a favorite. So between these two, it's going to be either the Vikings or Kansas City. I think I lean Minnesota there just because Dylan Gabriel's first start. Brian Flores should probably pressure the shit out of him. Godwin or Woody, PPR, definitely Woody there for me. Devonta Smith or Keenan Allen this week. Definitely trust Keenan Allen a little bit more than Devonta Smith right now. Addison or Wandell. Ooh, that one's going to be close. I actually think I probably lean Wandell here. Maybe not. All right, this is the first one in the rankings that I actually probably need to reconsider here. I mean, Addison's obviously a bigger play threat, but Wandell's probably going to see a higher target share. So despite the rankings that I actually have up here, I'm going to adjust those afterwards. I'd go Wandell there. Pebble. Dobbins over White. Nope. Need 3, Wandell, Kirk, Ellick, and Franklin. I'd play Wandell. I'd play Kirk, and I'd flip a coin between Ellick and Franklin or check my rankings. Half PPR, Flex, Trey Tucker, Ridley, JCM. So many Ridley questions. The fact that I'm telling all you guys to sit him in basically every question means he's guaranteed to go pop this week. I think I fuck with Trey Tucker this week. I'm not going to lie. Again, with Kenny Moore out. Yeah, he's going to be my top ranked guy here. I like Trey Tucker influence. Ted Judkins, ETR, or Emeka Egbuka. I mean, this is just a ridiculous question. Really must be nice. We got ETN 1, Judkins 2. You can see it there. Tony P or Chase Brown? That's the kind of grimy ass question I'm looking for. So we've got Tony P at RB25, Chase Brown at RB27. Yep, we go Tony P there. Marcy, Woody or Rashad? I got Rashad ranked a little bit higher. Wouldn't be surprised if Woody had the better day, but I do have Rashad ranked higher. PPR, Dobbins or Harvey? That's Dobbins for me. Nico, Emeka, Worthy, and Sutton play 3. That's going to be close. I want to say my rankings probably have Worthy lowest there. Nico versus the Baltimore defense, I definitely want in. Mecca's another one that feels like a kind of a must start. Ooh, Sutton's going to be close. Oof. Yeah, I mean, they're really close there. I don't have like a huge preference of one or the other. Sutton and Worthy are like right next to each other. So is Igbuka. So I'd probably go Nico, Igbuka, and then, pick your poison between Sutton and Worthy. Pick 2, full PPR, Diggs, Wandell, Godwin, or Ridley. I probably ripped the first 2, Diggs and Wandell. I know you got Jamar ranked higher, but would you prefer the gamble of Jamar doing good over MHA? Already answered that question. Waller, Downs, or Ridley in my second flex spot. Yo, the Downs Ridley questions. I have never seen a week like this where 2 irrelevant ass players. It is a disgusting week. We got to figure it out in the bye. We really do. I get it. You got to get freaky if you want to get the dub this week. Yeah, I think I still have Downs ranked. Actually, I don't know if I have Downs ranked higher than Waller. I hope I do. Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going Downs over Waller there. My brain matched my heart. Hesitant to start Fannin this week at tight end. Crazy to choose Tremble over him. I mean, I definitely don't have it ranked that way, but I get it. No Jatavian Sanders. Good matchup. I don't think it's crazy. If that's the way your gut's feeling, you know what? I think it's not terrible. I bet the Vegas lines aren't that far off either. Yeah, very close. I mean, Fannon's got a little bit of edge in yards, a little bit of edge in receptions. Tremble's got a little bit of an edge in anytime touchdown. So I really don't think it's that crazy. Full PPR, should I trade Ridley, Pearsall, Jalen Warren for Jordan Mason and Ladd? I don't think so. Aaron Jones is going to be back soon. And Ladd, I mean, I don't think he's shown enough for me. PPR need 2, Ridley, Kayshawn, Washington, Tolbert. I'm probably going to go Malik, Washington. Let's go Malik and Ridley there. Those are the 2 I'd go with. Last one for me, half PPR. Do I trade Jefferson and Brees for Saquon and A.J. Brown? I don't think so. I would take Jefferson over A.J. Brown rest of the season. And while I would lean Saquon over Brees the rest of the season, I think it's a little bit closer just given the fact that Braylon's out now. Godwin or Woody PPR for the 48,000th time. We're going Woody there. Is Chase Brown drop worthy? No. I mean, he's still going to get 15-plus touches a game. The offense will get better. It's just been a run out of ridiculously bad matchups. They're going to be bad in bad matchups, but they're going to have good matchups where Chase Brown is usable. We all have Ridley because you said he was going off. That's very fucking fair, valid, and super warranted, and I deserve that, and you're so right. That is 100% warranted. Ted Igbuka, yeah, no. Why am I clicking on the same questions over and over? Is really droppable rest of the season for Hollywood Brown or Isaiah Bond? No, not for Hollywood. I mean, they're going to get all their receivers back. I do like Isaiah Bond, but I probably wouldn't pick him up rest of the season over Ridley, though I do think I'd like to own Bond. If it's 10-teamer, probably not, but 10-team full PPR, I feel like I should make a trade. Baker, Daniel Jones, feel like I should. This is. Feel like I should make a trade. We're going to come back to this one. Need 3 PPR, Wandell, Kirk, Ellick, and Franklin. I feel like I answered that one too. Am I going backwards? Am I crazy? Did I go all the way down to the bottom and start answering questions? Like, this software just needs to fucking grow up and be better. I don't even know where I was. I think I answered that one, though. I really do. I really don't. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Full PPR, who would you flex? Ladd, Hendy, Harvey, my other running backs, Judkins, Woody. Yeah, I mean, the lineup is good. Full PPR, who would I flex? Ladd, Hendy, Harvey. I mean, listen, if it's my team, it don't feel good, but I would flex Ladd there. Jeremy. Receivers are Shakir, Tucker, Jennings, and Reed. Who is a good guy to trade for? I mean, I don't know that I could answer these trade questions, guys. Without having context of the team, without I don't know. Like, you don't have a great receiver room, so there are a lot of good guys to trade for, I guess. I don't know what the rest of your team looks like, so I can't really like tell you who you should trade for. Tony Pierre, Woody Marks, Woody Marks. I own Bucky. Do I trade Scat for Woody and Rashad? I mean, I don't hate that move at all. We don't know how long Bucky's going to be out for, and Woody feels like a real player rest of the season. Like I honestly like I lean Scat rest of the season, but I don't even feel that confident that Scat outscores Woody rest of the season. So I feel like that's a good trade for you. You Jordan Mason or Woody Marks, 12-team full PPR. Those two I think are probably close for me. Who do I have? I Nah, it's pretty clearly Jordan Mason actually for me. Tougher matchup for show, but do like the workload. I do like the anytime touchdown line leaning towards Jordan Mason, so I go to Mason. Flex standard, I Main or Addison, JMO, Michael Carter. That's gonna be Michael Carter for me. Full PPR just traded Worthy and Shakir for Jamar and Chuba. Dub or nah? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm scared. Like, I don't. Chase feels like a wide receiver 3 in bad matchups, and then Chuba's hurt right now. I would not really um, recommend trading for dudes that are hurt, especially when we don't know the extent of the injury. Like, if Chuba's back next week, I'm like, cool. You probably win that trade, but I don't know how confident I feel that that's the case. So, I really don't hate the fact that you gave up Worthy right now. He's kind of like at his peak, and Rashi Rice is going to come back. But yeah, I don't know how I feel that great about it. Waller, Fannin, or Strange. Kind of a coin toss there for me. I think I have Fannin ranked higher, but I think the game environment for Strange and Waller probably points towards them a little bit. If De'Ami Brown is out, I don't hate Strange, but I don't know that that's the case right now. I think I might lean Strange there. Need upside this week. Flex Henderson or Slayton. Probably Slayton there. You think Jordan Mason takes over this backfield even when Aaron Jones comes back? Yeah, I think he still probably runs the backfield, but it won't be significant like it is right now. I think it'll be more of like a 60-40. Kincaid or JCM, flex spot, PPR. Let's see what we got. I think probably Kincaid. Yeah, I have Kincaid ranked a little bit higher, so I'd go Kincaid there. More touchdown upside. Skyler, wide receiver 3, full PPR. Calvin Ridley, Malik Washington, Travis Hunter. I think I lean Malik there. Wentz, Lawrence, or Dylan, super flex. I think I have Lawrence ranked highest there. It's not Wentz for me. Hate that matchup against Cleveland. Dylan's like quarterback 22 and Lawrence is quarterback 20, I think. All right, let's go back to some of these trade questions. Jacob, 10-team full PPR. Like I should make a trade. Feel like I should make a trade. You got Baker and Daniel Jones. Feel like that's fine. Amon-Ra, Rome, Pickens, BDJ. It's fine. I don't know why you feel like you need to make a trade. Like you have good quarterbacks, great receivers, very strong running backs. I mean, maybe for a tight end, like maybe you could buy Brock very low right now. Maybe you could buy Kittle while he's injured and put him on the IR. I don't hate the idea. I'm not gonna. The only weakness you have in your lineup is a tight end, and I wouldn't trade for anything besides that. I mean, you could do something like Laporta plus. I feel like your other options are too fucking strong right now. Honestly, maybe something you could do if you don't start 3 wide receivers and you're sitting either Pickens or BTJ on a weekly basis. Like maybe Laporta and BTJ gets you to Bowers or Kittle. Otherwise, you can maybe see if Pickens straight up will get you there if you don't need to start him weekly, because CD's going to be back eventually, and that's going to be where Pickens becomes, back to his like high end wide receiver 3 self. Those would be the 2 moves I'd be looking at. Have you thought about including flex-worthy tight ends in your weekly wide receiver running back sit starts for? Not really. I have such a limited amount of time to make those videos and like to do all that. You really wouldn't believe the amount of like work I'm doing in the middle of the week to prepare for each week. So throwing another position in, I know it seems very minimal and small. I just as a complete one man band over here when it comes to the fantasy stuff, you know, there's a lot of brands that do, 70 fucking videos a week and all these podcasts with every single position, but they also have like a pretty big team, I feel like, helping them out with a lot of that stuff. And honestly, as much as I'd like to do it, I don't really have the bandwidth to do it, unfortunately. And I just feel like the um, running back wide receiver stuff is probably the most important to get out for you guys. What about Shakir and Woody for BTJ? I don't think I'm trying to buy BTJ right now, especially not for an incoming asset like Woody. White, Dobbins, Dowdle, Brown, Shaheed, need 2 PPR. White and Dowdle. Is Ricky P a sell high with Kittle coming back? Hard to analyze this Niners passing. Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I don't hate it. I think that's very I think that's okay because Ayuk's going to be back, Juwan's going to be back. We haven't had like a real game of when those guys are playing together, and I can't imagine we're going to have consistent high upside from Ricky P. So absolutely fine trading him. All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. We've been ripping for 45 straight minutes. My throat needs a rest. Pause. Resume. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. As always, the rankings are available, so you guys will probably have a million more questions. But again, you have access to the rankings, so my answers are going to be pretty much the same as the way that my rankings are there for you on bdge.co. Again, if you are asking after the fact how you get into these live streams, how you get the rankings, bdg.co to get the Big Dog membership, or hit our partner, MGM, either the app or the website. Cheapest way to do so, just deposit $10 with our code BDGE. Play any slip on there. You'll get a promo code given to you as soon as you play the slip if you're a first-time depositor, and that promo code will get you 3 months free to the Big Dog membership. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I love y'all. Good luck in the Week 5 slate. And that's it. Smoochies. Mwah. Hi.